Jordi, first question, how are you settling into life at Ravenhill so far?
Yeah, good. It's been really enjoyable. I've been there about 2 months now. So John Cooney put me up in his digs for about 2 weeks, and then I got my own place. So that definitely helped, and it's just good to kind of be around a new environment. Good young squad and good ambitious squad. So I'm enjoying it so far.
And a very successful environment so far. Really good start to the season for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's been great. 3 wins and a draw with an extra bonus point. So it's been really good. The lads have really put in good shifts, and we've kind of won a couple of the death, which is always good to see that you can do. So no, it's been enjoyable so far. So hopefully we can keep that run going now.
I was just thinking, I've been watching some of the Friday night games, and it seems there's a determination to win in the last couple of minutes with the way things have gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I suppose we put ourselves in tough positions, and we've managed to dig our way out at the last minute or two, which has been a credit to the whole squad. So I think that's just a belief and a serious home support as well that we have going into the kind of dying moments of a game. So that definitely helps.
You mentioned, living in John's digs for a while. He's dug you out of a few holes this year as well. He's been magnificent, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's got ice in the veins at the moment. It was a good thing he kicked that one over against Edinburgh, because he'd given away the penalty to put us behind. So no, we were giving him a bit of slagging about it, but no, it's great to have someone with so much confidence on the tee to be able to knock those over, especially in such high pressure situations. So may that continue.
Obviously coming into a very busy period and a very important part of the season now, including these couple of interpros which are coming up, and two very difficult games on the horizon for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've got to go down to Thomond, which is never an easy task, but we want to put our best foot forward, and like I said, it's one of those things where we're in a confident mood at the moment because results have been going our way and we've been working hard, so hopefully we can continue that into this weekend, and then we've got to play Connacht back at home the week after, and then leading into two big European games. So the Interpros are a great way to kind of get stuck into the season, so really looking forward to that.
And I guess contrasting fortunes, you've come back from South Africa on the back of two good displays, two good results. Munster, I'm sure, are going to be reeling after their defeat at Cardiff last week. I'm sure you're expecting somewhat of a backlash this weekend, Jordi.
Oh, 100%. Look, like they're a proud team, and they didn't come away with anything last weekend, so they'll definitely be looking to get full points this week, but it's up to us to stop them.
These are the kind of games you must relish as a player, though, when you decided to make the move up to Ulster, trying to maybe take down Munster this weekend.
Absolutely. Look, I think it's a scalp for every team in the world if they were able to go down to Thomond and get a win. So I've managed to do it a couple of times before with different teams, but if I get the opportunity to do it this weekend, I'd be really looking forward to it and put my best foot forward.
You're obviously very new into Ulster. Is everything feeling very new at the club this year as well? Because change of coach, a lot of player turnaround this summer as well. Does it feel like a clean slate for everybody coming in?
Yeah, I think so. A couple of people moved on last year, obviously, and then a couple of new fresh faces coming in. Jared Payne has been taking the defence, and then obviously Dan McFarlane coming in and doing a great job so far. So no, it's great. It's I think, talking to the boys, it's given the club a bit of a new lease of life, and everyone's really looking forward to the future and seeing what this group can produce.
You would have known Jared as a player, you would have known him starting out his coaching with the Irish squad as well. What's he like day to day as a coach?
Jared's a great fella. Like, I would have been quite friendly with him before obviously he retired, so no, he's very good. He's able to mix in his coaching with still, well, obviously it's a different kind of relationship now, but it's not completely cut ties with the fact that he would have known you before. So no, I think the transition's been incredible. Like, I can't believe the fact that he was playing just over a year ago, and now he's coaching at top level, and just how smooth that transition's nearly been for him. And I think one of the factors was he was nearly like a bit of a defence coach when he played. He was always so good at reading defences and was always able to give good advice to people around him. So I think he's managed to transition to that role really well.
In terms of Dan coming in, I'm sure there would have been that concern that maybe he was going to be tied up till January when Scotland were digging their heels initially. Probably a good thing that the release was able to come to at least hit the ground running this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it was always a concern at the back of everyone's mind, but the contingency plan was that Jared and Dwayne Peel and Aaron Dundon were going to be looking after us anyway, which they had done and they continue to do. But obviously Dan's come in now as the head coach role. So look, if that had been the case, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. But I think the resolution they've come to, it's absolutely fantastic for us as a club and as a team, and it's great to have been able to go into the new season with the head coach in place.
I think it was very brave of you to decide to make the move to make sure you were getting game time. Was there any regrets at all when you saw the way last season ended with 2 trophies, or was that the perfect way for you to leave Leinster?
No, absolutely not. Look, I just think it's one of those things. I've made my decision, and plenty of people were saying, "Oh, would you like to go back in time now?" and stuff. It's not an option. And once I make my decision, I've made it, and I'd made my peace with it, and I was absolutely delighted to have been given a new opportunity by Ulster. And if anything, that probably gave me a little bit of a new lease of life last year. And for me, it was probably just the perfect way to leave. The fact that we were able to do so well at Leinster last year, and to go and win the league and Champions Cup double was brilliant. So look, I've no regrets about my decision. I'm absolutely delighted with kind of the way of life up there, and the boys and the group and the setup and everything, and hoping for a lot of success in the future with them.
Well, having collected that Champions Cup medal last year, you're facing into a pool stage campaign now coming around in a month's time as well. I'm sure as a player, just very exciting to be getting Ulster back into Europe competition here.
Absolutely. Look, I was awaiting eagerly watching that game last year, the playoff game with the Ospreys that the boys managed to win and do so well in, and it was kind of, I suppose it was good relief and nice way to go into the summer knowing that you were going to be in the Champions Cup group stages. So yeah, I'm really looking forward now to the next couple of weeks. Obviously the 2 big interpros, and then Leicester at home and Racing away. You couldn't ask for 2 bigger games to kind of start your competition with. So playing 2 big giants like that in Europe, so it's exciting times ahead, definitely.
It's a stacked looking pool. Now, the other Ulster players will be very familiar with playing Leicester. They played a bit in the last few years, but I guess it probably sharpens the mind knowing that there's no easy games in that pool at all.
Yeah, absolutely not. I don't think there's any easy games really in Europe anymore. That's just the nature of the competition, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. So we're just really looking forward to getting stuck in, and whoever we have to play against on any given weekend, we're going to relish it and look forward to it and try and give our best account of ourselves.
You won't be hoping they do too well on the field, but are you looking forward to seeing Donncha Ryan and Simon Zebo again? Absolutely,
yeah. 2 great fellas, and they seem to be getting on really well over in Racing and definitely embracing the Paris lifestyle. So Zeebs is always on Instagram shaming poor old Dunners, but no, they seem like they're getting on really well.
And as well, we talked about the bravery of your move to go up to Belfast in terms of Simon going abroad, knowing what that was going to do for his Ireland career as well. That takes a pair to do something like that, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Look, like everyone makes their decisions for different reasons, but fair play to him. Look, he always talked about wanting to go abroad, and the opportunity came his way, and he obviously weighed everything up, and for him the best decision was to go abroad. Like it's obviously puts his international career in the balance, because that's just the way things are at the moment. Like there's such quality players here in Ireland at the different provinces, and the way Ireland want to do is you want to keep your best players at home. So I'm sure that's one of the things that he weighed up, and he decided that it was still the move was still too good to stay at home for. So fair play to him, and look, he's enjoying his rugby, and you only get one career, so you got to do what you think's best for yourself and your family, and I think he's done that.
In terms of the Champions Cup, is the first target get out of that pool, get into the knockout stages, see where you go from there? Is that the thinking within the squad? Yeah,
like every other team, the aim is to get out of your group. Like I said, there's no easy games in Europe anymore, and we want to be playing knockout rugby, so absolutely we want to be getting out of our group, and that's the aim and the goal for the moment.
November internationals, you'd be very hopeful, I guess, of getting into the Ireland squad for them as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's some pretty tasty games coming up in green, so I'd love nothing more than to be representing Ireland wearing the green jersey. So I have to play well for my province, and hopefully the rest will take care of itself.
When you were weighing up the move, was there any influence from Joe Schmidt at all to say, hey, I want you to be playing more, or was this a decision entirely for yourself?
No, it was purely a decision for myself. I'd come to a crossroads in my career, and I realised that I needed to move, and I weighed up my options, and Ulster felt like the best fit. And obviously, I'd looked at teams abroad as well, but it was the driving factor was that I wanted to represent Ireland, and with a big World Cup around the corner, I thought that this was the best move for me. So, I talked to Joe once or twice, but he wasn't leaning me one way or the other. He just said to keep him in the loop here and there, and I did so. But it was purely a decision made by myself and my family.
Aside from wanting to stay within the Irish system, and as important as that was, what was the attraction for you about going to Ulster?
I just think they've got seriously rich history. Anytime I've gone up to play them, it's an incredibly tough game, not just because of the teams they put out, but also the kind of fan base they have behind them. So I thought myself personally, it'd be nice to actually go out there and have those fans cheering for you then instead of screaming at you. So that was a big driving factor. Obviously, I would have known a couple of the boys from being involved with Ireland, like obviously Bestie, Hendy, Jacob, a couple of those boys, and then a couple of lads I would have played underage rugby with. Good friend of mine, Marty Moore, had signed for them a couple of weeks beforehand. John Cooney as well. I had a good chat with him over the phone, just seeing how he found it up there. Like obviously he'd been at Leinster, Connacht and Ulster, and just what he thought of the place and how he was enjoying it and everything. So I just kind of took a lot in, spoke to a couple of coaches, and just thought that it was the right fit for me.
Good news as well, Rory Best coming back to fitness, Jacob Stockdale coming back in. They're going to be a big boost ahead of a big month coming up for you. Yeah,
absolutely. Look, two world-class players, and the better quality of player you can get on the pitch, the better chance you have. So obviously Rory's the leader for us, he's our captain, so it'd be great to have him. And Jacob, who, sure, you don't have to look very far to see, he was on fire last season, so hopefully he can bring that kind of form in this year again, and I'm sure he can.
We set very high expectations for Jacob on the back of the Six Nations. Probably hard to score so many tries, but yeah, he is developing into a hell of a winger now.
Absolutely. Look, he's got all the attributes really to be absolutely world class, and I think he's pretty close to being that right now. He's got that pace, his size, and I'm glad he's on my team now anyway.
I wouldn't like to be defending against him if he got a steam behind him. Jordi, the very best of luck getting ready for the Interpros this weekend, and also for the Champions Cup coming up next month as well.
Cheers, thank you very much.